Hello, lacrosse friends, and welcome to the 2023 Baggataway Cup. I'm Stephen Stamp, joined by Jeff McKinley. We have a rematch of last year's championship game here in quarterfinal number 2, the number 2 East seed, the Trent Excalibur, facing the Brock Badgers, number 3 seed from the West. A lot of parity around the league makes it hard to say what will happen. What we don't expect, Kinner, is a repeat of last year's game in the final where Trent won 12-3. Probably be a lot more like the last game we saw, the first quarterfinal, a 9-8 thriller for the McGill Redbirds over the Guelph Griffins.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think we've seen a final in recent memory that's had that lopsided of a goal score. So I'm sure the Badgers have not forgot about that one. And likewise, I think Trent's current home win streak is something like 17 straight. So, in their motto that they want to defend the river here. And this is going to be a battle, I think.
Both teams missing key players. The Brock Badgers are without their all-Canadian defensive midfielder, Mitchell Armstrong. He is at camp with the Philadelphia Wings, where he was a second-round pick by Paul Day, who's the head coach and GM of the Wings and the GM of the local Peterborough Lakers, and Armstrong is off at that. He is a huge factor. He was on the All-Baggataway Cup team last year. That is a tough one for them, but Trent missing Jack McAlpine, forward, missed half the season with a broken hand. Jackson Brown is off at camp with the Panther City Lacrosse Club, so Jackson Hayner, who's played a lot this year, is between the pipes. And maybe the big one, 3 or 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, certainly 4-time All-Canadian Curtis Conley, with a broken leg that he suffered against Queens a few weeks ago, is out for the season, and they will miss him. He has been dominant for the last several years. His big kind of coming-of-age moment was an overtime game-winning goal against Brock, 5 years ago?
Yeah, that was in when Montreal, when McGill had hosted. Overtime winner, and I believe that year Brock had gone undefeated to that point as well. So that was a big one that got Trent on to, I believe, play Western in the final that year.
Yep. Nobody will be going undefeated this year, as Western went 9-0 in their first 9 games of the 10-game regular season. But they had 3 games on the final weekend of play, won the first 2, and then they faced Guelph and lost to the Griffins in that last game. But Western had a great season. We'll see them tomorrow as they will face the winner of this game in semifinal number 2. Here's Holden Lowe's with the ball for Trent. He is one of many Trent All-Canadian honorable mentions. We'll go through them all through the course of the night. And there's a strip as Adam Horalak, another All-Canadian for Trent, is stripped. And the Badgers immediately going the other way.
Look for these two teams to push the ball here tonight. Oh, sailed one out of bounds there. Quick turn of possession. See Ben McDonald pushed right up to half.
McDonald is, he's the one right inside the half-point line.
He'll go if he can. Another top pick in the NLL.
Yeah,
good
16th overall to the Rochester Nighthawks, and they traded to be able to get him. I think they were surprised he was available there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and went after him. I had him ranked a little higher than that in my NLL top prospects. Here's Horalak, who was just lights out for Trent 2 weeks ago in their big game against McGill with 5 goals. What a game he had, held him to All-Canadian status.
Couple fumbles here for both teams.
A little nervousness?
Probably getting warm out there.
Yep.
Still a bit of a wind. It's cooling down a little bit as the sun is completely gone and we are under the cover of night here.
The trees still bristling with that brisk breeze flowing through here along the banks of the Otonabee River at Justin Chu Stadium. I'm Stephen Stamp with Jeff McKinley. So pleased to have you with us here on Lacrosse TV. And here is a chance on the run, thinking about taking that shot for a moment, but then deciding against it was Holden Lowe's.
Lowe's is so fast.
Horalak ducks underneath. The shot is blocked out front. Big battle for it, and Brock comes away for it. They are going to take off on the run.
Safe play. Get it up.
Nathan Fair will just leave it there, but we're going to have a turnover. Tonight's officiating crew. Damian Roy is the head referee. Refs 1 and 2 are Trevor Wilson and Nathaniel Morrow. And then Brad Garrow, who was the head ref last game, will be the CBO in this one.
Damian Roy started the program at Bishop's too. He's a longtime coach for the Bishop's Gators lacrosse program. Also a ref, does a lot with Quebec lacrosse there. And usually you'll see him around on these Baggataway Cup weekends.
Yeah, you usually do, and here he is. Tonight, Trent back to the offense. Brock without a possession so far for more than a couple of seconds in the offensive zone.
Brock looking to pressure out on the ball here. They're not sitting back. See if they can get some cause turnovers. And Trent looking to run to see what they can get here on the slides.
Cole Hanrahan with the pass off. They get it to the near side. Dom Millman misses on that shot, but Trent will get the back up and get it back. Trent goes generally with a couple of lefties, Millman and Jordan Dool, but Dool not out there at the moment. So Trent going 5 righties, as we saw McGill have to do in the last game when Dylan James, their all-Canadian forward, went down with an aggravation of an existing hamstring injury. What a game by Rowan Burrell. Go watch that one. He was fantastic. Here's a chance for McGill coming from X, battling up from the bottom. That one doesn't quite get through as Dallin Rye's pass was tipped away. Rye fighting for it, but it's going to be scooped up there by Liam McCrimmon.
And Brock will break the ball out.
Gets to the short stick, Callum Jeffrey, and he's going to go for a run. Nice job splitting through the ride and easily cleared. Here's Avery Steinbach Parker. Led the team with 27 points, including 18 goals in the regular season. He's wearing the number 2. You can see the orange jersey, the orange undershirt sticking out from his jersey there as he reaches up obligingly to let us see it. Those are some Every Child Matters shirts that they've been wearing in warm-ups and throughout the season, really taking a strong initiative to support Indigenous causes.
See the first Brock possession here. They're looking to get the ball around. Lots of off-ball movement, keeping Trent's defense moving.
Give the defense a little bit of a break after they've been playing. There's behind the back shot is off target. Ripped there by Blair Pachareva, who's one of Brock's honorable mention All-Canadians. They only have one actual All-Canadian, and that is Mitchell Armstrong, the short stick D-Mitty, who is missing.
Nice save there by Hayner. Yeah, it's weird to see Brock not having a lot of All-Canadians on that list, as is generally typical for them, but a lot going to the Guelph Griffins and Western Mustangs this year.
Yeah, especially that Western midfield, and we'll talk about that more tomorrow. Trent pushing it. There's a shot. This first goal of the game is banged home by Dallin Rye.
Carter Schott pushing the ball up there, wearing number 44, as you saw his younger brother Nolan wearing earlier in the Guelph game.
Ethan was a 44 too, was he not?
Ethan was
there
44 too, the oldest
the
of the
shot
shots. Good ball movement there, and Trent famous for their transition. I know Coach Farthing likes to push the ball, keep the pace up.
It's interesting that Mark Farthing in his career, very good two-way player, but as a box guy, he was very much a transition guy, and then eventually he shifted when he was playing in CLAX and became a defensive specialist, really focused his game in. Didn't push the transition as much and became one of the best defenders around. Actually got up with the Toronto Rock, and very unfortunately for him, his first game, great game towards the end, blew his knee out, and that was it for him. But he is one of the bright upcoming coaches in this sport. All kinds of pressure from Trent on this ball as Trent Hunter finds himself in some trouble, somehow comes through that, takes a check from McDonald, but nicely tosses it across. And here's a chance and a goal. What an opening. Jaden Patterson gets in tight, and Trent's D putting all kinds of pressure on, but just broke down a little bit on the backside.
Yeah, it was amazing he was able to come up with that ball. There were 3 Trent defenders on him there. Somehow comes across with kind of just a desperate in Denver pass, and good cut across the middle there with everybody shifting towards strong side.
Yeah, Patterson burying that one to tie it up 1-1. We are expecting a doozy here because we're already almost halfway through the first of 4 15-minute quarters. Running time, except for the last 30 seconds of each of the first 3 quarters and 2 minutes at the end of regulation time.
And these 50 minutes, like they used to be run 20s, so you'd have 80 minutes. So these 15s go quickly, especially with fast pace.
Face-off battle here. For Brock's, that's Neil Adamson. And Trent will go with a few different guys. Holden Lowe's has been taking some. Who took that one, Kinner?
That was, I believe, Bronson Muller.
Yes, 19. Yeah. Muller, he's stepped in, played a lot more as the season has worn on. Here's Horolak fighting his way through. He is really coming into his own. Whose ball is that? Trent will get it. Great hustle, and Horolak pushes it immediately, holding lows. Oh, he started too quickly. So
Muller had the big goal, I believe, against Carleton, too, in overtime to
goal.
Get the win.
Gorgeous play by Trent, just pushing it. So many guys involved. Chris Schell causing a turnover. McDonald running with it. Was that a save, or was that just a missed shot? It looked like Connor O'Toole may have got a bit, yeah. We saw his dad, Patty O'Toole, the NLL Hall of Famer, passing by the booth before the game, getting himself ready. And Connor O'Toole was drafted by the Vancouver Warriors, and they're fortunate that he is available here this weekend and not off at camp.
Absolutely.
He's a big part of this program.
Losey going down.
Another save by O'Toole. He's an example. You talked in the first game about how it's hard, or it might have been between games, it's hard to come in as a rookie and play in CUFLA. It's such a high caliber of play. And Connor O'Toole is a kid who didn't play right away. He served his apprenticeship, and now he is ready to roll and had a great season last year and was outstanding this season.
And just being on the stage, haven't been here before for a lot of these teams, right? 5 of the same teams are here again this year. Same venue, same everything. So the experience just helps to calm those nerves a bit. Guys know what to expect.
Carleton Ravens, the 6th team. They were not here last year, but they're the number 1 seed in the East. They'll play the winner of the earlier game today. That is McGill. So an all-East matchup in semifinal number 1 at 1:30 tomorrow here on Lacrosse TV.
A missed pass there across the middle, looking to get the back door. Hayner comes up with it, and they'll take their time breaking out here.
So it's a couple of big fakes. Now, is that some tape on Hayner's pant leg, or is that a cool patch?
I think it's some sort of goalie pocket.
Yeah.
Keeping warm out here.
Knows about that. Master of the sweatpants. Holden Lowe's takes that pass and retreats as there were white jerseys all around.
Heads up play there from Losey.
Another one of these guys who started, like we talked about, not playing a lot at first. He's gradually taken on a bigger and bigger role, and he is huge now. An honorable mention All-Canadian for the Excalibur.
Lots of size, lots of speed. Tough to defend when you have a combination of both those things.
Jordan Dools at the top now, number 22, one of those lefties, as Millman is going to slide across to the slot. On the run is Lowe's, rips one near side.
I think he got the post there. He'll get the reset.
Shaking off his hand after that save was O'Toole. That one seemed to have pinged him in a touchy spot on the hand. Trent with the reset. Fresh 60. We have an 80-second shot clock here in CUFLA, but resets to 60 after the offensive team regains possession. We did have a bit of a shot clock crisis, or shot clock calamity earlier. We'll get to that. Horolak, hard rip. It's wide. They'll get it back. As it's very windy, one of the shot clocks was blown off its table.
Yes.
Suffered an untimely injury, so it is on the IR for now.
And they are not cheap.
No.
Trent with a couple missed opportunities there. We'll look to regain some composure here.
We talked last game about how there have been some low-scoring contests this year. A 1-0 game earlier in the year that McMaster won. Right now we're 1-1 with just under 3.5 to go in the first. Lowe's on the run again. He's been looking for that all night. That one is stopped. It may have been blocked out front. And Brock comes away with it. Liam McCrimmon gets it back to O'Toole, and he's going long. Well, medium. Where'd the ball go? It did get through. That's quite a pass. I didn't even know he had a lane to get through there, but he gets it to Trent Hunter.
Brock will look to set up, get their changes. Very similar first quarter to what we saw out of Guelph and McGill earlier.
Yeah, it was 2-2 after the first 15 in that one. I'm Stephen Stamp with Jeff McKinley. Very pleased to have you with us. Stick around at halftime. Our incoming commissioner, Scott Fox, will be joined by Ashley Aitken. And you're going to want to hear a lot of Ashley's story. It's a great story. Wonderful local woman.
Opening with Kenya Lacrosse.
Yeah,
does a lot for the food share.
Yeah. Honestly, just one of the best people you'll meet. This pass comes to the near side. Brock's going to recalibrate. It's Jaden Patterson who scored their goal. Swinging around the pick, shoots, scores, low to high, and that is gorgeous from Jaden Patterson.
Nice goal there. Spin move coming around. Tucked her right underneath the bar and put her to bed.
Patterson, an honorable mention All-Canadian who had 9 goals in the regular season. He's got 2 in 13 minutes here.
No angle and going a little bit backwards. Big face-off coming up here.
Yeah. Word being shared within the stadium, don't park on the grass.
We're getting up that 5,000-6,000 spectators again. There's just
They
nowhere
got to park somewhere.
There's nowhere to park.
Great job there, pulling it back by Neil Adamson. And here we have the long pole, Liam McCrimmon, having quite a game so far. And he will move that one and get back into his own zone.
Big face-off win there for Brock. And we saw that last game. McGill, big part of their run there was that Sam McDonald was able to win those face-offs, keep the ball out of the two attack All-Canadians for the Guelph Griffins. So face-offs are going to be a big part of tonight's game as well.
Steinbach Parker picked up by Ben McDonald. And those are our 2 players to watch. We'll get to their graphics in a bit when we have a break, but you're going to watch that matchup all night. That's Avery Steinbach Parker, number 2 for Brock, and Ben McDonald, number 20 for Trent. McDonald, a great defender, but taking on even more importance as Curtis Conley is not available for the Excalibur.
Dodge from behind here, setting up, looking for the cutter.
Getting ready to shoot before he had it there was Mitchell Zulian. Zulian, one of the graduating Badgers this year. He is watched closely by Chris Schell, an All-Canadian LSM. That one gets away, and it rolls into the offensive zone for Trent. It's going to be scooped up there by Dallin Rye, who has the goal, passes it off, and Millman with a rip. And I'm not entirely sure what was going on, that the Brock defender just kind of let Rye pick that one up.
Yeah.
That looked weird, right?
It did look weird.
Yeah.
I think they were caught off guard by the over and back call there, maybe.
Maybe. That will be the end of the first quarter. It was 2-2 after the first quarter of the first quarter final. It is 2-1 after 15 minutes of the second quarter final. We'll be back. They are flying by here. I am Stephen Stamp with Jeff McKinley. We'll be back in 2 minutes on Lacrosse TV. Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to the 2023 Baggataway Cup, quarterfinal number 2. It's 2-1 for the Brock Badgers over the Trent Excalibur. And we're going to take a look at our players to watch for this game. We've already seen quite a bit of action from them. Ben McDonald, he is an All-Canadian. He's a first-round pick by the Rochester Nighthawks. You see his stats. Even more important now for Trent because veteran leader and multiple-time Defender of the Year, Curtis Conley, out with the broken leg. So McDonald, a first-year Trent Excalibur, has to step up on a big role.
Big leadership, big athlete, good competitor. First year with the team, but his pedigree puts him in a spot to help lead this team.
Avery Steinbach Parker, the leader in goals and points for the Brock Badgers. And we were all set to go with Mitchell Armstrong because of the huge role that he plays, but not available, and that is a big loss. So they're going to need to score.
Big face-off win there for Trent. Hill Academy product. Chris Schell coming in there. Big loose ball there. He's done a tremendous job this year on LSM, picking up as some guys had gone down, and they slotted him in there, and he has held his own and then some.
Named an All-Canadian at LSM, which is pretty amazing, honestly, given that he was stepping in after Curtis Romanchuk, who was the MVP of CUFLA last year from the LSM position. What a year he had. He has graduated, moved on, and Schell just steps in, and they barely skip a beat.
And I think Curtis was the first LSM to win Player of the Year.
I think so.
And what he did was no secret. He was a force at both ends of the field. I remember talking to Brody when he'd come from the hill, and he said he'll be a two-way long stick.
What a rip, Adam Horolak. That is a gorgeous play to spin off the check. He got hot last week. He could have been our player to watch because he was on fire, 2 weeks ago against McGill. He keeps it rolling.
It's almost like he saw what Patterson did and said, anything you can do, I'm going to try to do better. Big spin from outside, tucks her down.
And as he's spinning, he's loading up. You can see the slide probably a half a step late. It's tough, though, because if you leave somebody then they're a threat. You know Harlach's going to look for the pass, but when he spun and saw the daylight, he was ready to rip.
And he's been a production machine the last few games.
Yeah.
They'll look to him tonight for sure to get a couple more of those. Another big face-off coming up.
Harlach, 14 regular season goals in 9 games. Really coming on late. There's Nick Webb, the all-Canadian short stick D midi for the East, tracking down. And Webb, huge play as part of that. Again, that overtime game winner against Carleton as he took a pass from the players running up the field and quickly moved it on. It was great. Chris Schell made a strip. Ben McDonald ran off with the ball. He passed it to Webb. Webb quickly to Dallin Rye. And Rye found the trailing Bronson Muller, who was really a depth guy for most of the season. And you can just see the confidence shooting up in him as the season goes on. And that was a huge moment. Here is Brock in the offensive zone, taking their time. Aiden Bowie, who scored, I believe Aiden Bowie scored the championship-winning goal in overtime 2 years ago as Brock beat Guelph up in Nipissing.
Yeah, not his first rodeo here. And
No.
Another guy, another veteran to lean on.
Colton Armitage has the backup. He's watched there by Shot. This is Carter Shot, the third of the 44 wearing shots. No, the second. Nolan's the
middle,
youngest, right?
middle baby. Nolan's the youngest.
Yeah. Trent with some aggressive D, getting out on everybody. There's Webb picking up his man. He's right on top of Carter McBride. Or sorry, that's Blair Pachareva.
Oh,
Hayner going for the pickoff. Made himself a little vulnerable when he missed it, but nice job by Trent to come away with it, and McDonald with the quick pass up. You're going to hear people say Ben McDonnell. I assure you it's McDonald. I checked with him, and then I double-checked with him because I kept hearing people still saying it and people telling me I was wrong. So I went and said, Ben, did I imagine our conversation in Prague?
What is your
He's
name?
Like, no, you're right. People like to say it that way, I guess. But yeah, Ben McDonald, all-Canadian defender, and now the ball comes over to Colton Armitage as the Badgers get it back in this 2-2 game. We were at 2-2 for a while in the last game, the first quarterfinal, which you can go back and watch on the Lacrosse TV archives and the CUFLA YouTube channel. Thanks for being with us. I'm Stephen Stamp with Jeff McKinley. This is Steinbach Parker.
Seen a lot of turnovers here early. Both teams are going to have to limit that as the game goes on.
Great block by Jaden Sample. I think got that one. As the
quick knockdown.
Yeah, the Badgers had worked their way inside. Here's Pachareva. Fakes the little flip pass. Reverses direction and goes back up to the middle. Sturdy work there from Sample.
Trent doing a good job of keeping them out.
Well, sure, that was Bronson Muller. That one gets onto the backside of the mesh, and it will be Hayner's possession. Fair bit of pressure on Jackson Hayner. He's a confident young man. Serves as backup, but Trent played him a lot this year, you mentioned, because they knew it was a real chance to get him some action because Jackson Brown, their regular starter, may not be available.
Yeah, they were pretty aware early on that was going to be the case. So I know Coach Farthing wanted to get that experience. Talked about earlier, the experience is big, right, when you're coming in. So they tried to get him lots of playing time in those games so they could be sure he had the experience for this weekend.
Hayner, who represented Israel at the World Juniors in box a couple of years ago. He comes as a package deal with his dad, who with the Junior Lakers is just a all-around contributor. He is there helping out the team with whatever they need, equipment managing, all kinds of things.
Lots of work with the Peter Minor Lacrosse Association as well. Mike's lent lots of his time volunteering, sport that he loves and his kids love.
McDonald takes it from Shot. Little bit of pressure here. He's got nobody now. Holden Lowe's coming onto the field. Pass gets ahead, and there is a wind going fairly hard left to right. Not blowing quite as hard as it was before, but still moving pretty briskly, which can tend to beat down passes into it and can make it a little tough. So you'll see a few times, I think, the ball's getting kind of knocked down around guys' hips or knees, which can make for very difficult catches.
Yeah, and we saw that in the Guelph game earlier too, right? Kind of these routine passes that they're just staying up a little too long and not able to read it right. Doesn't look like it's going to go where you think it is. Hanrahan makes a good move behind the net, drawing his defender.
They're going to work it all the way around, coming to Horalak on the near side, taking it from Duel. He'll keep it going over to Lowe's.
Brock playing man-to-man defense here.
Lowe's gets some space, rips it, swallowed up by Connor O'Toole.
Yeah, he's going to have to get a better placement on that one. A little too far out.
O'Toole saw that one from start to finish.
That was a pizza flying at him. He's catching that every time.
Liam McCrimmon sidestepping. Some pressure from Hanrahan. Nice job running through that and making the easy pass. The trick there was getting the lane so the pass was easy, and he gets it ahead to Steinbach Parker. This is Avery Steinbach Parker with it, watched by McDonald.
See Trent pressure out on the ball,
yeah,
but they'll stay tight. Make sure they're cutting the field in half on the backside there. Seems to be a lot of their offense going through Steinbach Parker.
Big time. McDonald is all over him. McDonald slips by the pick attempt.
It's interesting each year is the development of players, their different roles and what they contribute, and how it changes. Is sometimes when they're younger they contribute more and they play a different role as they get older. As we're seeing with Pachareva, who had a huge Baggataway Cup last year.
Oh yeah, just exploded. You can see how a game or two like that can make such a difference in a player's confidence. And that is a goal. Speaking of Colton Armitage, as we were earlier, not recently, but that is a big one for him as we are now past the midway point of the second quarter and Brock has pulled ahead.
Another big face-off coming up after another spin move shot goal, right? So
it's the night of the spins.
Yeah. A lot of low to highs in this game. We saw a lot more sort of inside work in the last game. I think Burrell had one shot on the run, and the rest were twisters possibly.
Trying to see what's going on. Is this a timeout, or we've got players going over to the benches? But yeah, it will be a timeout. The Trent players, the defender, the goalie, and defenders kind of stayed down by their net while the timeout came up. Why don't we take a look at the head-to-head? Oh, the players to watch. I thought we looked at this already.
Yeah, we saw this already.
Swear we did. It's still good to see. There's the head-to-head between these two teams. So you can see since 2006, they've played 5 times. That would be all in Baggataway Cup play. Trent ahead 3-2. They took the edge last year with that win, and a lot of exciting games between these two teams. You go back through the history of it, and it is astonishing how many 1 goal. 4 of the 5 times they've played have been either 1 goal or overtime.
Right. There was the 2015 Baggataway Cup at Bishops where they were playing, and it's a 1-goal game, and the power literally went out. Yep. We had to come back the next day and finish it off, and I think Brock took that by 1 goal. So, I mean, even Mother Nature didn't want Trent to win that year. So they got their revenge the next year as Brock hosted, though, going down early in the semifinal, but pulling out the win late.
I remember that power outage. For one thing, I kept calling the game because I thought, I don't know, maybe we've got battery backup, but we're still on. We did not. The whole city was in darkness. But that was quite a game. Here's a chance for Trent, but they turn it over. A little pass attempt through by Sam Albert doesn't connect. But the big thing that I remember learning that weekend is how important bus drivers' schedules are.
Yes.
To being able to run a tournament like this. Yep. So many factors in a tournament that you don't realize. So kudos to Trent for the work they're doing, putting it on for the 2nd year in a row. Great hustle there to get that one back for Brock, as that was Jaden Patterson, who has 2 of their goals. Comes over here to Armitage.
And they're really like the geography of this league. There is a lot of travel. You know, you're going as far east as Lennoxville, which is about 8 hours from Peterborough. So, you know, if you put that on St. Catharines or on London, like, that's a heck of a trip.
Brock forging their way into the offensive zone. They were repelled. Shot, tough defense up here on Pachareva.
Yeah, good slide leaving early there to turn them around.
Timing's so important, right? You mentioned leaving early. You got to know when to go. And once you do go, don't hesitate. Nice save by Hayner. Who's going to get there first? Once again, it will be Brock. This time, Mitchell Zulian going to grab that one. Zulian, one of the Brock graduating players. You've seen some of the teams posting on their social media, honoring their seniors who are leaving the program and contributed over the years. Pretty cool to see. That one Bit of a change-up shot from Pachareva, and Hayner comes away with it no problem.
Yeah, big stop by Hayner. Elects to get behind the net there and make sure they get their clear right.
Who is that pass to? Okay. Oh, collision as the two Trent players going after it. And hopefully Dallin Rye is okay. Had his feet taken out from under him by his sliding teammate Caleb French. Oh, what a finish.
Wow.
What a save. I mean, by Jackson Hayner, robbing Brock right on the doorstep. Jaden Patterson thought he had hat trick written all over him there.
Yeah, it looked like on that play before too, Ben went to make that pass, and the Brock player just got his stick on his bottom hand there, causing the errant pass, and was almost devastating, but a huge save by Seven Hayner.
Make some noise for the ball.
Adam Horlak's going to slow things down a little bit.
He's got a short stick on him right now. He'll like that matchup, but passes it over to Duel.
Duel sees Lowe's coming off the bench, gives it to him. Looked like he might be trying a bit of a hidden ball trick, but tossed it up way too high for that.
Way too high, yeah. You're not beating them. Not on that one. Got a couple short sticks side by side here, sometimes called twins. See if they try to isolate that matchup. Play a two-man game over here with Harlak and Losey.
Horlak has the lane underneath. Nice job to fake dodge up high and get a drive down. And it's
Big
in.
goal.
That's a great finish by Horlak. Is it going to be a goal? Yes, it is. I will say, I love field lacrosse. I love CUFLA. I hate the delay before they throw the hands up. Is it a goal? Come on.
Nerve-wracking. Just creating the suspense here, the officials. Pageantry for the, just shy of 5,000 fans we have here today. Wow, he really tucked that in there. He had almost no angle left there and was able to make a play.
Two big play. I love the play by Horlak to take that one step towards the middle up high to really establish his defender going that way and then get underneath. And Cole Hanrahan, I'm not even sure if he was on the camera as he did this, but just drifting through the middle. He's such an effective player. He's such a dangerous player that they have to respect him. He drew his defender right out and created the void for Horlak to run into.
Absolutely. That off-ball play is so crucial and very hard to play without it.
3-3 with 2.5 to go in the first half, and another great quarterfinal matchup here. What a standard is being set for these games this weekend. I'm Steven Stamp with Jeff McKinley. It is our pleasure to be bringing you live Baggataway Cup action on Lacrosse TV.
Looks like Brock got the timeout there as they got over half.
Until the next face-off.
Yeah, that would
That's
eliminate
like 25, 30 seconds.
Yeah,
per
it does
goal.
take a lot of it off when you're walking back.
Yeah, you have 20 goals in a game, that's 10 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. And the 20s did, they were long, right? Especially we talked about without the shot clock. Teams would be trying to kill a lot of clock, so
yeah,
that might be a happy medium for new Commissioner Fox to tease out when we get the conversations at the AGM.
Speaking of Scott Fox, our incoming commissioner at CUFLA, he will be here at halftime in the second half of the halftime break with Ashley Aitken, organizer for Kenya Lacrosse and local, what would you call her? Local, just great person. Here is a shot
Community
that goes well
ambassador.
off. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's good,
You're
right?
a wordsmith. Under 2 minutes to play here in the first half.
Brock looking to get a shot here. We've seen a couple step downs.
There's a lane and the shot. He bounces one through, goes 5-hole. That was Noah Simonelli. 5 goals, no assists on the regular season. He's added another marker here.
Yeah, it looked a couple shots from outside that they were looking to go from up top. Just gets his hands free and was able to change his play and get one low there.
You see his teammate again just kind of run his defender into another Trent defender to serve as a kind of a natural pick.
Just delay it a little bit just to get the hands free.
That's all he needed was that one step. Holden Lowe's 94 for Trent up there to go up against Neil Adamson, taking all the draws so far for Brock.
Big face-off coming up here. Holden Lowe's out there for Trent.
45 seconds in the half as the whistle is blown in. Looked like Lowe's had it, but then Adamson was going after it. It's Chris Schell trying to grab it. It pops up in the air.
I would just, oh.
I don't think anybody had possession. There's no timeout. It's just going to be possession awarded to Brock. and they will have a chance to extend this lead. Trent Hunter is going to take his time, and they're going to use their timeout here. Vince Longboat calling for that respite with 29.7 seconds to go. It's 4-3 Brock, and now in this case, I imagine they're going to wait till the final couple seconds to take this shot.
I would think so, yeah. The last thing you want to do is give it up top and have them get a transition goal. Anytime you're in these situations, you never want to give up a goal in the last minute. Just gives the team momentum going into the next frame.
How different is it, Jeff? I mean, you've coached in Baggataway Cups and, coached for a dozen years for Trent. And, you come in here and you don't play cross-division, cross-conference all season. And then you're going up against one of the best teams perennially in the league against a team like Brock if you're Trent, and for Brock having to face the Excalibur, teams that you just don't play that often. What's the challenge in running up against them at the Baggataway?
I mean, I think the biggest challenge is you tend to overthink it. You want to watch video and you want to scout, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to this time of year, it's just about execution. So, I mean, there's only so many things you can control, and as long as your systems and what you run is ran effectively and your guys can execute, then I mean, the rest you really can't worry about. So, you'll get scouting reports from other teams or video or things like that. But, at the end of the day, you just got to go make a play, and you can't overthink it. That's when guys get a little bit jittery, right? So it's just got to be just go next play, next guy up, and good things will happen when that happens.
Brock immediately moving the ball as things get rolling again. Mitchell Zulian hands it down low. Armitage keeps it rolling, and Pachareva continues it. Here's Steinbach Parker. Rolls underneath. Gets some space on McDonald, but McDonald knew he had the goal line to help him out. Down to 8 to shoot. Hard side arm rip is blocked. That was earlier than we thought they'd go. And now it's going to be Zulian from way downtown. That's wide, and time will expire in the first half. It is 4-3 for the Brock Badgers over the Trent Excalibur. What a great half of lacrosse. We had a great game earlier in the 9-8 McGill win over the Guelph Griffins. They advance to semifinal number 1 tomorrow. The winner tonight goes to semifinal number 2. I'm Stephen Stamp with Jeff McKinley. We're going to take about 5 minutes and have some content from Lacrosse TV. Thanks for being with us on that. And then Scott Fox, incoming commissioner, will speak with local community ambassador
yes,
Ashley Aitken. We'll be back on Lacrosse TV.
Welcome back to halftime here at the 2023 Baggataway Cup. My name is Scott Fox. Stephen Stamp and Jeff McKinley will join you for the second half action that begins in just over 4.5 minutes. We have a special guest at halftime, described during the second quarter as a community ambassador. Ashley Aikens, how are you?
I'm well. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming. You have a great story with an educational history at Brock, but a true love of Peterborough and Trent.
Yeah, I'm a little conflicted tonight. I went to Brock, had lots of friends that played on the team, followed them for years in their dynasty era. And, I'm a Peterborough girl now, so I watch a lot of Trent games. I'm a little conflicted, but either way, great game.
Great. And what do you think so far? It's a close one here with Trent trailing by 1.
Yeah, close game, good game. I think both teams are playing really well. It'll be a good second half for sure.
Any predictions?
I think Trent can pull it off. I think they're going to come back in the second, and I don't know.
It's a real good atmosphere here in the stadium. There's a lot of Trent fans here, obviously, and they are loud. Is it like this throughout the regular season?
They are passionate, and the fans have been coming out pretty much every game. I'm surprised. I shouldn't be surprised. It's Peterborough. Peterborough loves lacrosse, but every game, they're here, they're showing up, they're loud, and it's just such amazing to see.
Ashley, I want to talk to you about some of the work you do with international lacrosse, specifically the Kenyan lacrosse program. How did the connection get made?
Yeah, so in 2019, Peterborough hosted the U19 women's tournament here, and Kenya was the first ever African country to ever make it to a world championship. And I was connected with the team then. I was doing some work with the planning committee, and Kenya needed a liaison at the time, and so I kind of stepped up, and that relationship just became so strong. And since then, I've just had various roles with the team, and 4 years later, here we are.
Tell me about the state of the Kenyan lacrosse program.
Yeah, we're really excited right now. Obviously, lacrosse was just introduced as an Olympic sport in LA 28, so we're really crossing our fingers that the African continent will get a spot at that, and hopefully Kenya will have our chance. But yeah, we've switched basically exclusive to sixes because of this, and both our men and women's teams are really training hard, and we're really excited for what the future holds for us.
Was it a difficult transition to sixes? Because I know there's been various levels of difficulty for different teams.
You know, for us, being Kenyans, they're very athletic, and sixes is a fast transitional game, and so for us, it's extremely suitable. I mean, it's hard for us to play a full field game. We don't have a lot of people playing in the country. We don't have other, countries close by that we can play. Finding fields and finding weight rooms and eating, nutritious meals is difficult in Kenya. So playing a game that's much faster, it's a shorter field, less body, but more running, it's great for us. They're really excelling.
Do you see the game growing now on the African continent? I think this is of interest for a lot of people watching that are looking forward to the Olympics and seeing that true international play.
It's quite amazing. In the last 4 years, there's been 15 countries in Africa added to the World Lacrosse Network. So it's great for us. It gives us, some opportunity to play against other teams, other countries. Because right now it's basically just us in Uganda playing, and they're our neighbors. We get over there and play some exhibition games quite frequently, but it'll be interesting to see just the growth across the continent for sure.
Is there a general following of North American lacrosse over there? I imagine there's not a lot of games broadcast to watch out of Africa, so I would imagine something like the Baggataway is something they would watch.
They love anything that's streamed online, any type of field game they love. Box isn't a big thing over there, but even in the summer months, they're kind of getting into it. They're just so lacrosse obsessed. It's great to see, but yeah, the PLL is a big hit over there too. They love it.
I can imagine. Is there a path to the pros for Kenyan lacrosse players someday?
I'd love to see that. I think our focus now is basically finding athletic scholarships, which is it's difficult. I'm not going to lie. The visa challenges are really hard for us, but I'd never say never. Let's see what happens.
Ashley, thank you for being a great community ambassador for Peterborough and the Kawarthas. Thank you for being here at the 2023 Baggataway. It's great. Quickly, with just seconds to go before the second half, prediction, what are we going to see?
I think Trent's going to come out hot in the second half. I think we'll see maybe a 9-8 final for Trent.
9-8 final. Bold prediction. All right. Stephen and Jeff coming up with the second half in moments. You're watching the 2023 Baggataway Cup on Lacrosse TV.
Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to Baggataway Cup action with the hot transfer from a great interview between Scott Fox and Ashley Aitken. I am Stephen Stamp with Jeff McKinley as we are back for half number 2 of what is a terrific lacrosse game on a great night of lacrosse here at Justin Hughes Stadium.
Trent with an early shot there. Big save by Connor O'Toole, and Brock's back on the offense. Saw there at the end of the half, Steinhawk Parker setting it up with a double screen coming across, trying to catch the trailer, running around for a quick shot. We'll see what adjustments they'll make, if any, here for the second half.
4-3 through 30 minutes of play. And we heard the bold prediction just at the end of halftime there. Ashley Aitken saying 9-8 Trent. So expecting the scoring to pick up a little bit. Here's a run by Zulian. Things open up, and he's going to take the shot. Good job adjusting on D there by Shell, but nice job by Zulian to create a spot for himself.
Good patience there. He had the sort of double fake there. You'll see a lot of players in this game especially cradle or dodge with the wrong hand, but try to come back towards that dominant when they want to shoot.
Colton Armitage with that shot, and I think he got a little bit convinced that it was a good chance to shoot because there was nothing by the time he took it, as Jackson Hayner was all over that one. I didn't think he had much of an angle, but here's Harlach racing into the offensive zone, extending the arm. May have been thinking the 20-second count to get across center was getting tight because it's an 80-second shot clock here in CUFLA with 20 to get across center, and then the other 60 or whatever's left to do with what you will. Harlach fighting through a whole bunch of checking. What a job.
Good Lord.
Yeah, my goodness, Harlach.
Great possession there.
All-Canadian midfielder, and you can see why there. And he just got better and better as the season went on.
Yeah, you could see once he was getting comfortable in the system. Production went up. Roll went up.
Duel to Dallin Rye. He is watched tightly there by Nathan Fair. Pass out the middle. Knocked down, and here come the Badgers. That is going to get through. That was a daring pass, but it makes it to Liam McCrimmon. He is on the run, has a man to pass off to. It's Steinbach Parker. And that was not what he meant to do with that one. Hayner will make the little pass out to McDonald, and Trent will push it the other way with Holden Lowe's running beside him.
See what McDonald can do here.
Oh,
Dodges
what a
around.
slip move.
2 of them.
Oh, that might have been a bridge too far.
He had him on the first one, wanted to keep going.
Yeah, love the 2 moves. Not sure I'm a big fan of that shot at that angle with the long pole, but hey, if it goes in, he looks like a genius.
That's always the case, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And again, speaking from my experience as a high school long pole who went over center once, and I was carrying the ball. I didn't just run up for the fun of it.
Yeah, with long ball, the second you get over half, you're like, the net looks like the size of the scoreboard. And then as you get a little bit closer, it goes back to normal
shrinking.
size. Yeah.
You could tell I was a stay-at-home D guy because my teammates got so excited when I went over center. They were just cheering, like, oh, my God, Stamper, what do you do? It's like,
Pass it and get over.
yeah,
Pass it
I'm
and
just
come
going to
back.
pass it off, and I'm heading back. I don't know what I'm doing. Felt good stepping across. Oh, that's a tough pass to handle.
See a little bit of jitters almost from this Trent team, just making a couple mistakes, trying to make the play. Sure they'll sort that out here and tighten up. Connor O'Toole looking to outlet this ball on the clear.
Again, the 20-second clear time definitely pushes that. That's one in the past you'd have seen him just take his time, stroll up. You can't do that. You got to get up into the offensive zone. Love to see that difference.
Yeah, and the defensive stall call is very rare. It doesn't come about too much. The team's had tons of time where now you saw in the previous game that 20-second count and good ride from Guelph. McGill got called. So these teams are looking to push out quick. Quick bump here.
Simonelli carrying it. Moves it on. They come back up to the top. And Brody Toms tries to make a move, loses the ball under a check from Shell.
Nick Webb does a good job of keeping his guy wide here.
Webb's really come on. Had a really good summer with the Peterborough Lakers senior team, playing a bunch of games for them in summer box lacrosse. Here's Shell. That's a heck of a pass. Oh, it just gets away from Nolan's shot. He goes for the rusty gate check. Misses, and Steinbach Parker pushes it down. Oh, great
Big
stop.
save from Hayner.
That's more of a pick-off of the pass to the back door, but either way, what a job by Hayner.
Wow. They needed that.
Yeah, he's made a couple of gorgeous ones. McDonald just glides over center. And the roll pass. We've seen a fair number of roll passes tonight, probably more than usual. And I would think the wind is a part of that.
Yeah.
We've mentioned we've seen passes batted down by the wind.
Turf
affected.
too. Like, it's just that it's predictable. You know when you're rolling it, where if the wind is playing tricks on them, you can see in the jerseys it's still whipping pretty good out there.
We're nice and cozy up here in the booth, but I know the folks are outside, including the big crowd. They have overflow bleachers that are pretty full, in addition to the regular bleachers.
Yeah, pretty packed out there right now. People are braving the cold to take this last year's championship matchup encore in. Slide comes early, quick pass, Millman, shot over the net.
Hard low to high, but it just drifts over the crossbar. O'Toole was tracking it, and it's going to be Trent starting with the Dallin Rye, directing traffic. And now we're going to have, this is a discussion? They're just saying put the ball back behind the net. Let Rye start with it below GLE. And he will immediately toss it up to Lowe's anyway. So they'll start where they wanted. And here's Horlak, way up high. Leaves it for Lowe's and is going to go and try and clear some space.
And Lowe's has a short stick on him.
Who was kind of running away from him. Lowe's thought about the shot, but Hunter came back and got onto him. There's a chance, though, for Millman. I think O'Toole took away all the angle on that one as well, as Millman was getting the shot ready to go.
See Brock giving an adjacent slide package there, which can be risky if everybody doesn't go. As the next guy is wide open to shoot, and Trent gave that one more pass. Millman got a pretty good look, and good stop by O'Toole.
Trent Hunter takes that pass as the Badgers get up over center. Low scoring contest so far, 4-3 for Brock. Remember last year in the championship game, Trent won 12-3, just ran away with that game, especially in the second half, just really putting the pedal to the metal.
Yeah, it was over early, and everybody seemed to know it too, so they got out and never looked back. Different story here right now is Brock's coming in, got the lead here in the third.
Nice
Big
strip, a little spin move, which is the move of the night, but gets taken away. And here's Ben McDonald on the run.
Again.
See if he runs the same move, a little different move, and then dangles it out there, but holds on to it and scores. What a goal. Ben McDonald. No mistake this time.
And looks like a genius.
Absolutely.
You'll see here on the replay, 3 Trent guys, they're pushing it up the field. It's coming into your frame. Big Ben's able to tuck it in there and goes with the underhand bounce with the long pole. Not easy to pull off. The goalies aren't seeing that one much, but that needed goal by Trent there. Ties her up at 4. 7 minutes to go in the third. Big face-off coming up here.
Ben McDonald with 1 regular season goal, but you can tell he was not shy about making that play. I love the sidestep and then just kind of vacating space and letting the Badgers run into each other.
Yeah, great play.
Kind of had to give it a whoop whoop.
Yeah, sound effects. Lowe's goes early, so it's going to be Brock ball.
Trent Hunter will take it and go into the Trent defensive end. Leaves it there.
Nick Webb out there on midfield defense.
And McDonald after the goal, straight back, watching Avery Steinbach Parker, and you can see he is never letting him get far from his view. Even when the ball's on the far side, he is attentive to what is going on. Here's Brody Toms. Left it there. Now Steinbach Parker bounces out, and there's McDonald right on him. Right into shot. That's, yeah, it couldn't be a flag. I thought something would be coming on that one.
Tough one. The official closer to the play didn't give it,
Yeah. Coaches don't like that,
but
right?
coaches don't like that. No.
VAR ref calls it.
Far ref calls it. You begin to question, but it is what it is. Cannot control it, and they will agree to disagree. Our officials tonight have done a great job. Big goal. Laser beam there. Up high from Zulian.
Veteran midfielder for these Badgers.
Putting the Badgers back on top. We haven't seen too many penalties this game either, so teams playing within the rules, wanting to stay out of the box. So many good shooters on both teams that, and all of these teams that are here this weekend, that going to the box is not going to be a good recipe for success. Trying to look to even this up. Big loose ball win here.
See if they can get Cole Hanrahan a little more involved. He's always involved. We talked about the one goal earlier where he cleared out the space, but you know that they're going to want to try and get him some scoring opportunities because he's been such a big part of their offense throughout the year. But that's Steinbach Parker coming away with it. 3 green jerseys all around him. A 4th comes in to help. How is he hanging on to that ball? There's nobody to pass to. You're saying find your help, but he didn't have any. Had to do it all himself. 4:20 to go here in the third quarter. 5-4 for Brock.
Great job of holding the ball there to keep possession. He'll take a quick breather. That is a hard job there to get it that many defenders on you.
Jaden Patterson slowing it down as Brock gets things set up.
Brock will work it around. Trent's got good midfield short stick defenders as well, so they'll be looking to,
including the East Division CUFLA All-Canadian SSDM Nick Webb.
look for the circle throwback there. Big shot from outside, just wide.
Simon Ellie blasting that one.
Yeah, you'll see teams continue to do this, as we said, just looking for their matchup. Stretch the defense out, make that second slide a little bit further.
Now Brody Toms driving. Nice spin move, but the ball pops away. McDonald bounces out and gets on top of him. That's off his stick.
Should be going.
I actually thought it went off. I thought it went off the Trent stick. You think it was off Brock?
It looked like it was off Brock.
Okay. The ref right there makes the call without hesitation. Stay with us post-game for our Player of the Game presentations. Brought to you by Locker Hooks, Hogtown Lacrosse, and Champs Restaurant here in Peterborough.
Good play there.
Nice job backing up by Dallin Rye.
Looks like we got a flag down on the field.
We do.
Trent be going to the power play here. We'll have to keep that ball off the turf and below the restraining line to get a free shot here.
Harlack falls and a big swat taken. Knocking it loose and scooping up the ball there was Neil Adamson, the faceoff guy. And it will be, is that Mitchell Zulian going for the penalty or is he just going for a change?
Great question.
Some noise for your Trent power play.
I think it's Brody Toms in the box.
Yeah, it looks like Brody Toms from here. Seeing a lot of slipping, though, on the field, again, like getting a little bit slick out there. See what Trent can do here.
I'm not sure I'm buying Ashley Aitken's 9-8 prediction the way this game is going defensively. Now, I may have just cursed the goalies and the defenders and we see a run, but who knows. Hanrahan behind the back. Lowe's keeps it moving. They've got Harlack up in open space. They get it to him, but quickly closing. Nice job there by Liam McCrimmon. I'm becoming a pretty big Liam McCrimmon fan.
Shot off the post.
That's going to be Brock. Oh, it's
Wow.
Trent's ball. I don't know if I agree with that call.
Tie goes to the runner.
They're both running.
Yeah, baseball. Trent's the home
Well,
team.
I understand
That's
the
where it's
reference,
going.
but
Yeah,
how's the runner the home team?
he was ahead. You just got to go with it. I can't get in the ref's head.
Okay.
I'm trying to make sense of it too.
I'm fairly glad I'm not in your head right now because I'm not sure what's happening up there. But we will have Trent possession, and that's huge given
Power play over.
they're on the power play for a moment. It is over now, and they're back to 6-on-6 in this offensive zone.
Trent clearing out. Get the dodge going. Adjacent pass comes.
Behind the net, rolling out is Duel. You can see even a little slip there as he changed direction, which is interesting that the spin move has been so popular. Maybe the forwards thinking or the attacking players as a drive to the net and the goal. I'm going to say maybe the attack guys
No
are
goal.
thinking,
No
it's
goal.
a crease violation. And O'Toole with the lob out. Gets it ahead to McCrimmon. Glides up over center.
Tough bounce literally there for Trent. And Brock will look to reset.
Ryan Moran out there, number 14 for Trent, as they are working their way through. Not a lot of depth for Trent right now. You can see not a ton of players. They've got some injuries. We mentioned Horalac is out. Jackson Brown, the goalie, is at training camp with Panther City Lacrosse Club. And, of course, Curtis Conley, the big blow, number 88, the multi-All-Canadian, multi-defender of the year in CUFLA, not available after breaking a leg earlier just a couple weeks ago or a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
That
he
pass
still
is
wanted
gonna
to
get
play
away.
too.
Oh, yeah. He was out there in warm-up, right?
Yeah.
With the stick, trying to convince them that he was okay to go. Flag on the play. It's a big collision. Another one.
Oh, flags are flying now.
That's why the refs have the backup flag. When we get to break with just 3.7 seconds to go, we're going to take a look at that non-goal against Trent. So we'll see what the exact issue is. I assume it was a crease violation. That seemed to be what we had. And the refs having a discussion to see maybe just how many penalties are being put into play here.
Yeah, there's at least 3 flags out there on the field, all in different locations. So multiple infractions possibly here. The official still.
Should we take a look while we've got this break? Yeah, we're going to take a quick peek now. And Kinner, take us through this one.
So we'll see the ball come behind the net here. Rolls them underneath. Let's start back at the beginning. Duel hands it over here to Hanrahan. Is that Hanrahan?
That's Harlack.
That's Horlack. Comes around. Yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
he hit the turf before the ball had crossed the line, which is
right
the right
leg,
call.
Or the left leg, sorry.
Yeah.
The leg as he came down.
It came down first, so that is a no goal.
3.7 seconds. This play will be blown in, and Brock is just going to hold on to it. No time to do anything. And we will go to the three-quarters break of a beautiful lacrosse game, 5-4. The Brock Badgers over the Trent Excalibur in a rematch of the 2022 Baggataway Cup final. This is the 2023 Baggataway Cup at Trent University. I'm Stephen Stamp with Jeff McKinley. Thanks for being with us on Lacrosse TV. We'll see you in 2 minutes. Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to the 2023 Baggataway Cup quarterfinal number 2, 5-4 Brock over Trent. I'm Steven Stamp with Jeff McKinley. We will find out who the other semifinalist is, going on to face the Western Mustangs in semi number 2 tomorrow at 4:30 on Lacrosse TV. The first semi will be the Carleton Ravens with a 1:30 face-off against the McGill Redbirds. Nice job there by Nick Webb to come away with that ball.
So Shell on the draw there with the long pole.
Yeah, what a season for Chris Shell, just stepping up, getting better and better as the year goes on. You can see that we've talked about some of the coaching staffs in this league. And, Mark Farthing and his group here at Trent just doing such a great job developing players and getting guys ready to take on big roles.
Well, and he, very experienced player, even despite his age, right? He's been able to come in. He would have seen lots of talented opposition down when playing in the Hill Academy in their U.S. loop.
Yeah.
So he was able to step into do a big role early here.
Trent killing this penalty quite effectively. Adamson trying to put some pressure on, but Lowe's will just lob it back up top. And what a pass to bounce at one hopper to Horlack. And there's a shot by Millman, but the defensive check and Cole Hanrahan. We've talked about how they need to get him involved, and they do right there.
Pretty good way to do it.
Not bad.
And he's right in his office there on the doorstep, faking high, going low. He doesn't miss too many of those, and he had a bit of time there. Harlack did a great job of reading that balance off the turf. Picks it right off up the rebound. Hopefully
and
that gets
Hanrahan
him
will
off.
just sit back there at X and kind of disappear a little bit and then pop out into space. I remember talking to Dan Lintner once, who's a terrific box lacrosse player and has that knack for finding space on the crease. I remember asking him after a game once when he had a hat trick. I was like, why don't people cover you? How are you open when you do the same thing? He's like, I don't know. I just hang out and they lose track.
Right, well, and that's it, right? Like
Yeah.
playing without the ball, there's an art to it, right? You
Yeah.
got to get outside their peripheral vision, and Hanrahan's definitely good at that. Read their eyes, read their head, read where they're going, and cut at the right time.
Yeah, exactly. Know exactly when to go. And I mean, Hanrahan, it barely looked like he moved to get into that spot, but that's the secret, right? Be a step away from where you have to be and then take it at the right time.
Just those explosive first 5 or 6 steps, right?
Yeah.
Just get you in the right spot there.
Here's Zulian as we're back to 5-5.
Brock's working it around. Trent staying tight.
Comes up top and things slowing down a little bit here. Pachareva taking his time. Spins back, hands it off. That one didn't quite connect, but Bowie goes ahead and gets it.
Brock running a lot of that circle, throwback, draw your guy low, and turn around and throw it back across.
Here's a chance for Zulian. That one's going to go basically right through Jackson Hayner. Veteran Mitch Zulian is excited as he puts the Badgers back in front 6-5.
We're seeing that low shot again. Zulian just that far side. Just enough time to rip that low to low far side. Trent will need a big loose ball here as the clock is ticking on these face-offs.
It was interesting to talk to or to hear and see, Ashley Aitken, community ambassador here, talking to incoming commissioner Scott Fox during the halftime, and she was talking about a little bit about her history, having been a Brock student, knowing lots of Brock people. Now she's a Peterborough gal now, and a big Trent fan. She was torn. I was saying, who do you cheer for tonight? She's like, I'm so torn, but I think her heart bleeds green at this point.
Oh, I think so too, right?
Yeah.
It's community that you're around, that you're in.
Yeah. She's such a big part of it, and the community really embracing the Excalibur here. Big crowd in the stands, and they are hoping Trent can come back and turn this one around. The second-seeded Excalibur. Right now they're on the defense. Nice recovery there by Jaden Sample, as it looked like Zulian, who's opposite number 12, might just have a lane to shoot. Sample watching him as Zulian will head back pedal to set up the dodge.
Zulian a couple big goals tonight, just playing off ball. He'll go with that one, but he wants to get back to that left strong side. So kind of give that stutter and come back to cock to go with his left.
And Sample knocked it loose, but wasn't able to get there first, and that's got to be a hold. Yeah. As you said earlier, that's a pizza going into Jackson Hayner, but as he catches it, play will be blown down, and Sam Albert will go to the box to serve 30 seconds on the hold.
Yeah, those are tough ones too, right? When a guy gets a stick up, he's trying to swim move, and you just get caught in the middle. But a hold is a hold, and Trent will go back to the PK here, the man-down defense.
Brock will look to extend this lead. Have we had a 2-goal lead yet in this game?
I don't know that we have.
I don't know that we have either.
There's Zulian again with time and space.
Now we do.
And another goal for Zulian. That far side pipe seems to be his friend, or what he is aiming for. See him just, the crease defender clearing through and him just sliding down.
That one a little bit higher than the earlier shots, just up, elbow high.
Yeah, still aiming that far side.
So 7-5 Brock looking for revenge of last year's championship game.
Big face-off here.
Neil Adamson for Brock is up against, I believe that's Bronson Muller for Trent taking it.
Carleton overtime hero.
I loved in that game that he took that shot, didn't hesitate when he, hadn't played a lot during the season. And just didn't hesitate.
I think he had it with his draw stick, too.
He did. It was his draw stick, and he just lets it rip. Nice timeout there by Trent to maintain possession.
Yeah, they need a good possession here. Put a 6 on the board. Still have just shy of 9 minutes to go.
I like what I just saw there is the timeout is starting to happen, and Connor Curtis, one of Trent's bench players, was heading out to meet Jackson Hayner, who has had to step in for honorable mention All-Canadian and last year All-Canadian goalie Jackson Brown. And Hayner's done a good job, made some great saves, but has been beaten by some beautiful shots that have allowed Brock to pull this lead. And Connor Curtis was out saying, "You're the man. You're out. We got you. We're behind you, and we know you're going to be able to hold us back in this one."
Well, this weekend too, for goalies, you got to make all the ones you should and a couple that you shouldn't, and that puts your team in a good situation to be successful. And he's definitely made a few that he shouldn't have made today. One-on-ones, two-on-ones with the goalie. But that's what's going to happen. You get sharpshooters in these games. You give them time and space. Like, they're picking diamonds in the mesh. So we expect Trent probably to come out here, apply a bit of pressure offensively and do the same defensively. The box across acumen of the Canadian kids, too, with this new shot clock, like, they're used to 30, right? So 60 gives them that quick setup. Like, that's not a big deal to them.
Not an issue. Tomorrow we will have semifinal action live here on Lacrosse TV. 1:30. We will see the McGill Redbirds, who won the first quarterfinal earlier today, taking on the Carleton Ravens in an all-East matchup. The second semifinal at 4:30 Eastern Time will feature the West #1 seed Western Mustangs against whoever wins this game. If Brock can hang on, it's all West in one semi, all East in the other one. We'll have an East-West final. If Trent can pull this one out, certainly not out of reach. We'd have 3 Eastern teams. Oh, what a grab by Duel. And then throws it away on the pass. But great ride pressure from Trent. Who's going to get this? Picked up by Steinbach Parker. Oh, what a job to get it ahead. Knocked down and then recovered. Pass down low. Great passing play. And the goal. That is gorgeous from Brock in transition with Colton Armitage finishing.
Tough one there for Trent. It was like a game of hungry hippos out there. The ball on the ground, back and forth all the way across, and Brock buries it, makes no mistake.
I love the play by 15 Benjamin Wittich here. As you see the pass there from Steinbach Parker, how poised is he as he just knocks down that tricky pass, scoops it up to himself, and makes the pass down low.
Absolutely, and just that one more pass is so crucial, right? Set you up. You can shoot through a guy, or you can get on the doorstep like that. Trent's really got their work cut out for them now.
8-5 midway through the fourth quarter.
And we're getting closer to Ashley Aiken's prediction. Trent comes back. It will have to be a 9-8 for somebody.
Right. They'd have to get the 4 goals and shut out the Badgers the rest of the way. Brock, though, with possession off the draw. Neil Adamson doing a good job. Boy, face-offs. We talked about how in field lacrosse they're so important. Sam McDonald in the first game for McGill. I mean, Rowan Burrell clearly the player of the game for the Redbirds, but without McDonald, I don't think they win that game.
I don't think so. No, he's those 3 or 4 in a row when they were down 5-3. That got them that 6-5 lead just by getting possession, and that's where the face-off position is so important in field lacrosse.
Here's James Gowland with it. Oh, handed it off already. That shot's wide off the stick of Brody Toms.
No reset there. Brock will have to get it around to get a shot.
Again, shot clock calamity earlier in the day with the high winds knocking a clock off its table and a little damage. So we're 1 clocked for the moment. Nice save. Hayner scoops that one up, and he'll step out of his crease and look for an outlet. He's going to go to shot.
Just over 6 minutes to go here. Trent breaking out, holding lows with the ball.
Gets on the near side. It looks like he's going to go back. It does go back to Lowe's. Getting it from Dallin Ryan. They go up to Horlack at the top.
Interesting that they're giving them short sticks.
Yeah, Neil Adamson, the faceoff guy on Horlack, who had 5 goals 2 weeks ago, and he's got another one tonight. And the penalty afterwards. So that could be a huge swing for the Excalibur on a lovely play by Adam Horlack, who's just been a stud the last couple of games.
Yeah, he has I find that interesting, given what he's done the past couple of games, a short stick, his ability, like he just went through 5 guys and still gets that off, right? Now, if that's a flag after the whistle, Trent's going to come out and start with this ball.
The interesting thing, 2 weeks ago when Trent was playing McGill and he got all those goals, it didn't seem like McGill really adjusted to him getting. He put one in at the end. He had either 5 or 6, but he put one in late in the game when McGill was kind of out pressing, and I don't think they thought he was going to shoot, but
no, he's going to the cage.
He's going to the cage. So there will be a draw, although there's a Badger in the box on his knee.
Late flag then.
Yeah, right. So the penalty was before the goal.
His 3rd of the game. That's a hat trick. Number 11.
Dallin Rye going after is shoveled back, and Connor O'Toole is almost stepping off to the side there. We saw a goal like that a few years ago in the Baggataway where somebody passed the ball back and it rolled in. Oh, and the Excalibur have it, but Badgers all over them, getting it back. That's a huge play. Then the long outlet pass is knocked down by Shell. Great job to get a piece of it, but it is scooped up. And now a wide open look and a goal. Wow, that is just looked like it was going to be great for Trent, and instead it's Patterson to the back of the net with the reply.
Literal, again, tough bounce. Right to their guy. Everybody's out of position because they were chasing it. 1-on-1 with the goalie. That's a tough one for any tendy with nets that big.
Heads up play by Patterson to just stay put up the field and not come back into the fray, because you're not going to help if you come back a few steps at that point.
Right, Trent's attackman too. They got the ball in the stick there as Connor O'Toole went to pass.
Yeah,
there's been a lot of knockdowns in this game tonight for sure. The loose ball battles have been pretty pivotal in what's transpired. These just broken down plays.
Timeout with 4:03 to play, a 9-6 lead for the Brock Badgers over the Trent Excalibur in the rematch of last year's final. McDonald swoops in to grab that ground ball off the faceoff.
We haven't seen Ben up there all night. Interesting adjustment by Trent coaches. Big frame that can get the ball up, get the possession. And now we'll look for Trent to go pretty quickly, I would assume.
It's a rip, but O'Toole just swallows that one up off the stick of Dallin Rye.
Yeah, Trent seen more success going low on O'Toole. Big pass up here from him.
Nice job.
On the ground again.
Yeah, it couldn't be quite caught by Aiden Bowie. I was just thinking how it was such a nice pass, and Bowie seemed to be very calm accepting the pass, but wasn't able to maintain it.
Yeah, we've seen that from all 4 teams tonight. Still Trent ball. Looks like they... And see, these are the ones where it's called back. clock still going in a close game like this. Again, just a pass and a drop. Brock's on the move.
Colton Armitage.
Nice play there.
Great strip by Shell. But Armitage gets it back. Horlak with the two-way play. That one just drops out the back of the stick. A bit of a fortunate break there to get it back by Armitage.
Looks like Brock called a timeout there.
Yeah, 2:41 to play. We're 41 seconds away from stop time. And the clock is ticking inexorably for Trent. While for Brock, they would love it to speed up a little.
They would, yeah. It is like just how finely skilled these two teams are. The amount of drops that there's been in the past couple of minutes. Like the jitters are there, they're real. Pressure's on both teams here. Brock obviously wanting to avenge that loss and get back to the semis tomorrow. And Trent having that 17-game win streak at home. Fans watching, the pride they take in, as they call it, defending the river. That's going to be paramount for them here in this next 2:41. Now, I've seen comebacks of 3 goals in less time, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
The stop time for the final 2 minutes is crucial, of course.
Absolutely.
Big difference when the clock is not ticking away. Neil Adamson's done a pretty good job on the faceoffs for Brock. And Trent's going to, if they're going to do this, they're going to have to get the goals, and they're going to have to get some faceoff wins as well.
Absolutely. So crucial to get that faceoff win and get that momentum back.
They've got Muller takes faceoffs, number 19. They've got Holton Lowe's takes some, and they had, I believe we had Chris Shell. Did he not take
Shell
one?
took one there too, yep. So they've got some options. Brock will start from behind the net.
Stay with us post-game for the Player of the Game presentations made by incoming Commissioner Scott Fox, brought to you by Locker Hooks, Hogtown Lacrosse, and Champs Restaurant here in Peterborough.
Last time they came out of a timeout, they were in a little stack play and tried to get the pass from Steinbach. It looks like Trent's pulling their goalie here, doubling the ball. And they got it.
Yeah, that is shot, and McDonald, it's knocked down. McDonald comes away with it and flicks it out of trouble. Heads up play. That is the kind of leadership you want from a player like McDonald, to know there was space. It didn't have to be a perfect pass, just had to get it to Nick Webb, and he did so. Trent now slowing things down. Jaden Sample will move it ahead. Shell is up there.
Down.
That's because there's 7 Brock players in the defensive zone. Heads up play there by Dallin Ride to just let that one rip. He actually could have waited a few seconds because there was about 7 seconds left before we get to the stop time, but he just wanted to get to the power play, let Trent get set up and try and get this first goal.
2 minutes to go. Trent on the power play here.
Hanrahan is going to start up top and gets the ball here. He generally comes from X. I think they want to get him a little more quickly involved, but the pass through is stopped. The shot by Duel. Nice save, Connor O'Toole.
Brock's man down defense. They don't sit back with their sticks up. They like to pressure out, so they are not trying to give away any free shots.
Hard rip by Horlak goes wide. What a little slip there from Millman. Here's a rip from Hanrahan. That one's wide.
Trent's ripped off 3 or 4 shots here.
Duel was back there, ready to go. Puts the ball in his stick. Near side to Rye.
Step in.
Lowe's going to shoot. That one's off of O'Toole.
And they'll get a reset out of that as well. I think you hit the crossbar there. 5 shots. Moving it behind.
That pass doesn't quite connect. Lowe's grabs it, but it's going to be a possession call.
Brock with the ball. Minute 15 to go here. Hayner's out of the net, picking up the closest attack guy there. Trying to look to double the ball. Brock will look to bring it out.
They miss. Great pressure from McDonald to force that one to go wide, and it's going to be Trent possession.
Nobody behind the GLE there. There's the danger of taking that shot, though, if you do not score, and they get a chance. Ben passes it up to Shot. Shot's got somebody.
Got Horlak through the middle, but nicely played there defensively by Benjamin Wittich. That gets away from Rye. Passes it down low. That's got to be a goal, and it is. Cole Hanrahan. That is a gorgeous pass by Dallin Rye.
43 to go. 2-goal split.
We've seen Hanrahan in that situation
Oh, yeah.
before. Last time he bounced it down between the legs. This time up into the top corner.
Yeah, he's at his best when he's that close to the net. Time and space.
How many
And even
times,
though-
though, do you also see him just ripping it from rolling up high and letting it blast?
Yeah, and that makes it tough to plan for, too, right, for defenses. This is a big loose ball here.
Contested face-off.
Goal. They're within 2.
Adamson pulls it back between his legs and it's snagged there. What a play by Trent Hunter. He's quietly had a very good game. And, it gets there to Adamson. Hunter just kind of threw that into the void, tossed it into the abyss, and it worked out okay with 29.1 seconds left. Brock with possession and a timeout.
29 seconds. Ashley Aiken looking like a genius at 9-7 right now. But we saw double pressure here from Trent last time as well.
And Hayner immediately going and picking up Colton Armitage.
No, Brock has in the past just tried to shoot. Look at they
Oh,
got
it's
the
strip
turnover
immediately.
right away.
Shot and McDonald make it work. The pass ahead, though, a little too far, but it's still on the ground. Nobody able to get it. Eventually, the Badgers do come away. Mitchell Zulian, what a game he's having. Spins away from pressure. Gives a little fist pump as he goes for a run. Flag is down, and this game is over. Almost. 5.4 seconds to go, but in all effect, it is over. It will be a 9-7 win for the Brock Badgers. What an exciting day of lacrosse here on the banks of the Otonabee River.
And again, coming out of that timeout, Trent's able to double the ball there and get the turnover. Just errant pass wasn't able to be picked up, and Trent won't be happy. The Badgers will. Big revenge game for the Badgers, and unfortunately for Trent, the home win streak will be snapped here.
The reign as Baggataway Cup champions ends on Friday night, but there will be lots of exciting action tomorrow on Saturday here on Lacrosse TV at 1:30. We will have semifinal number 1, which will be the McGill Redbirds and Carleton Ravens in an all-East match. And then at 4:30 Eastern Time, we will have these Brock Badgers facing off in one of the all-time classic CUFLA rivalries against the Western Mustangs.
Oh, man, how many times have those two teams played dating back, right? So nice to see that we will, in the final, have a representative from the East and the West. Just really highlighting the parity that we see in the league. And, like this weekend's tough too. A lot of those graduating seniors that have contributed to their programs for 4 or 5 years, that's a pretty emotional day. It's a big part of their lives. Getting to see these young guys come in as freshmen and where they go, the leadership and the young men they become. That'll be a tough day for these guys, these seniors that it's ending, and exciting beginnings for the new kids coming in. So another really good battle there tonight. Trent just unfortunately came up a little short for them, but the Badgers obviously after last year they want to get back to that, and they were able to execute their game plan and get a lot of those loose balls. Did a really good job on the face-offs. Another classic Friday night Baggataway game. That's what it is.
We've got handshakes going on. Then we will have the player of the game presentations by incoming Commissioner Scott Fox. Another shout out to Kevin Kaplis, our outgoing commissioner, who is up till about 3 a.m. watching this one wrap up. He may not stay for the player of the game presentation.
He might not. No,
He might not. He's
getting to be bedtime.
Yeah, I tell you, he's been in on meetings with us where it's, we're all like, oh, let's meet at 6 o'clock. And he's like, sure, that's midnight. That's great.
Yeah.
But he's there. I'll tell you, he stays on. And again, our thanks to him for the many years of service he has provided. And Scott Fox, we're excited to have coming in and stepping into those big shoes and already showing that he is ready to fill them. and he will be presenting the Player of the Game awards, which are supported by Hogtown Lacrosse, Champs Restaurant, and Locker Hooks.
And CUFLA really is an interesting league, in that it's self-governed. They come up with their own rules. They don't have their own governing body. They're completely separate from the OLA. So a lot of startups, they look at what CUFLA's done and how it's been able to thrive for 3 decades. But it's always nice to get new vantage points and viewpoints and ideas mixed with the experience of people that have been around as well, right? So it'd be interesting to see what Tom and Scott bring to the table. Very exciting for CUFLA for sure.
Very well put. The teams will line up, and the winning team always more keen and eager to get up on their line to receive it. For Trent, it's Adam Harlack, number 11, with the hat trick, playing solid defense. Just a great two-way game for Harlack, who is going to go and reluctantly get his award because he would much rather have the W. But hopefully he can look back and enjoy this game in retrospect.
Yeah, it's tough, right? Like you lose the game, and the personal accolade doesn't mean anything. These guys are competitors, and at the end of the day, they don't care who does it, who gets the points. They want to win.
Hard choice for the Brock Badgers. So many guys. I mean, we had like Mitchell Zulian and all these guys, and Zulian, who may have been the guy, he's the first one out cheering for Connor O'Toole, the Brock player of the game, the goaltender. What a difference maker he was in this contest. And again, we have his father, Hall of Famer Patty O'Toole, in the audience and watching, and it's just great to see the generations in the game. And they are stoked. The Brock Badgers are to be moving on to the semifinals tomorrow at 4:30 against the Western Mustangs, at 1:30 here on Lacrosse TV, Carleton Ravens and McGill Redbirds. Thank you so much, Lacrosse friends, for being with us. I'm Stephen Stamp for Jeff McKinley and everyone here at Trent, who are doing a great job putting on the 2023 Baggataway Cup. Thanks for being with us. We will see you tomorrow.